broadcast up. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Wissahickon High School. It's the site of senior night for LaSalle High School, taking on Cardinal O'Hara from the 4A classification in the Philadelphia Catholic League. Hello, everybody. Bob Long, Jack McGuire, Jack Burns, and we have Pat Burkhead alongside us. It is a special night for these seniors. Start with you, Jack McGuire. For these seniors, guys that have played for this program for 4 years, taking it to new heights in the last two, what does a night like this mean?
I think the seniors, being juniors when Brett Gordon came in, developing with a new coach, being in the weight room in the offseason, now coming out and showing their skills during the season, I think it's great. I think that all the fans, classmates, and family members that they have here today shows how much they mean to this school. The amount of respect that they showed in the pregame, I think that it was awesome.
Athletes helping athletes. Our buddy Matt Beckman is back down there as an honorary captain. Let's turn it now to Jack Burns. Your thought on a night like this for LaSalle? Yes, the special nature of senior night, but then keeping the focus at hand.
Right, of course. Obviously, it's an emotional night for our seniors, and as much as they're going to have a great time tonight with their parents, and obviously because it's their senior night, we want to remember that there is still a football game to be played and that someone needs to win.
And Pat Burkhead, what's the key for each team to determine what that outcome will be?
Yeah, LaSalle's been hot lately. I think they just have to come out strong and play their game. Don't get carried away with the emotions, and they can get a win. And for O'Hara, they just have to persevere. LaSalle's a really good team, and I think if they can win in the trenches, they'll definitely have a chance.
That's three sophomore LaSalle College high school students helping us out on the broadcast tonight. Thrilled to have all three of them. I'm Bob Long, just happy to be alongside with all of you this evening. So we'll take a quick break, come back with kickoff on Bob Long Sports.
We're here to show you a better way to spend your state income taxes and get the money to where it's needed the most to the thousands of qualified kids.
What we like about Blocks is they really know where the need is.
This program ensures that their dollars come 100% into these kids for their tuition assistance.
If you are able, Blocks makes the EITC piece go very quickly and very smoothly.
Turn your PA State tax liability into need-based scholarships and receive a 90% tax credit.
Dunphy Ford is Mayfair's neighborhood Ford store.
Nobody knows your neighborhood like Dunphy Ford.
Nearly 40 years.
Right here on Frankfort Avenue. Generation after generation. Our neighbors continue to be our customers. We have access to the cars and trucks you want with financing you need.
Dunphy Ford is Northeast Philly's first choice for America's #1 brand. 7700 Frankfort Avenue in Mayfair. Online at www.dunphyford.com.
Come experience the Dunphy difference. You'll be glad you did.
My name is Patrick Donahue, a franchise consultant with FranChoice, the premier network of franchise consultants in America. FranChoice is a company that helps people find a franchise business that's the perfect fit for them. We work with the people who want to own a business but don't really know how to find one that's both a top-notch opportunity and a great match. We specialize in franchise opportunities with the following three characteristics: low investment, high margin, and rapid break-evens. The best thing about our service is that it's free to the public. We're paid by franchise companies for this service. The process is simple. First, we do an introduction. Then the candidate provides me with information. We have a consultation based on that information, and we build what's called the model. Once we have that model, we'll share that with three great opportunities that match your criteria. I will follow up with you through the entire process. Obviously, the best opportunities fit the criteria mentioned above, and the right way to find those opportunities is to spend some time with the people who work with the very best franchise companies looking to expand in your local area. I'm humbled by your consideration, and I look forward to speaking with you soon.
Looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate? Meet David and Kay May, a dynamic team with a shared mission to help you turn your real estate dreams into reality. What sets them apart? Their wealth of experience, combined with a genuine passion for guiding clients every step of the way. They believe everyone deserves personalized attention, fair treatment, and expert advice throughout the process, ensuring your journey is smooth and successful. David and Kay go above and beyond to meet your needs, ensuring expectations are not just met, but exceeded. Whether you're a first-time homebuyer or a seasoned investor, their personalized approach and commitment to service make every real estate journey smooth and rewarding. Contact them today to get started on your next real estate adventure.
We welcome everybody in to Wissahickon High School as LaSalle kicks off to Cardinal O'Hara, dressed in the white and getting dropped on the first special teams play of the game. Jimmy Mahoney in there on the stop. Mahoney has done it on all three phases. Started as the 5th wide receiver coming into the year. Dropped into the secondary as a starter as the season started to go along. And has been a stalwart on special teams, a terrific player with a great future in and beyond football if he'd like it. Cardinal O'Hara will start the proceedings in 10 personnel. They'll swing the running back out wide. That's a good throw and catch, but right into the defense. Zyke Scott will get in there on the stop, out across the 20 to the 22.
Zyke Scott has been such a good fit for this LaSalle Explorers defense this year, coming in from Imhotep.
Yeah, we talk about the linebacker core a lot, but they've just been so impressive. Him, Cooper Halig, Colton McAleer, all of them have made some big plays this season.
And Nick Neary as well.
Second down, 7 yards to go. Line to gain is at the 28-yard line. Takes the drop back again, drops it off to the running back. We'll talk about him a lot today and gets popped into the sideline. Lucas Johnson getting to that low pad level.
Great start to senior night for Lucas Johnson.
So Gowans has 2 catches in the flat to start things. Ahmad Gowans, terrific player. A.J. Carabello, by the way, in the booth as public address announcer, replacing his father, Chris Carabello. He had those first 2 calls over the loudspeaker for Gowans. Now into the pistol to go right back to him, and he has the first down and a lot more. He is across the 50 to the 46. And sometimes it's just good football. LaSalle had him wrapped up right there. Maybe a little bit of a block in the back, but a good lateral cut by Gowans across to the 45.
Coming into this game, senior running back Ahmad Gowans has rushed for 1,223 yards on 186 carries and 14 touchdowns. He is someone that we will see a ton of here tonight.
Well, he's gotten touches on all 3 of the plays thus far, including a important early 3rd down and 1, where he broke it off for more than 25 yards. Again, they send Gowans in motion into coverage, and it's intercepted. A deflected ball going the other way. And this is a very fast young man, Aiden Christie, bringing it back. There's the tail end after that tip.
And I just said it for Lucas Johnson, but what a start to senior night for Aiden Christie, too. The 2 senior defensive backs getting off to a great start here against O'Hara.
John Weldy, the quarterback for Cardinal O'Hara. The pass intended for Emilio Martinez, the sophomore. So right at midfield, LaSalle will start behind Gavin Sidwar, starting quarterback, and they will throw a lot of seniors out there over the course of the night. One of them is Jimmy Mahoney, who gets the opening catch in the flat, gain of 2 on 1st down and 10.
The very impressive senior quarterback Gavin Sitwar has passed for 1,741 yards on 122 completed passes and 19 touchdowns this year.
Here comes Ozzie Nelson, who spent the first snap on the sideline. Trey Hopkins comes off the field. Grayson McHugh up front. Chris Berneski, Jacob Jackson at center, Andrew Sorge at right guard, and then Danny Lawyer. Second down, and they gave him an extra yard. 2nd and 7. Line to gain is the 40. LaSalle in the navy blue with the gold helmets. Cardinal O'Hara in the fresh white uniforms here tonight. Ozzie Nelson bottled up, ends up falling forward for a gain of 2. Good job on the line of scrimmage there, though. Undersized Cardinal O'Hara defense gets in the way.
Gotta say, Bob, I love both of these jerseys.
Max Brown did a nice job forcing Ozzie Nelson into that opposite A gap. It'll be 3rd down and 5, likely 4-down territory here for LaSalle. 10 personnel for LaSalle Explorers. That's 1 running back and no tight end, so meaning 4 wide. Sidwar, one-on-one to Joey O'Brien, and that's great defense by Cardinal O'Hara. Aaron Maida, the junior defensive back, goes up against the Notre Dame commit one-on-one.
And I think we saw LaSalle take a deep shot there because Brett Gordon was very comfortable with going for it here on 4th down.
That's a great point, Patrick. We've seen that a lot this year.
Yep, you know you have 2 downs to get it.
Reminds me of watching the Eagles.
On the far side, the wide side of the field, it's Mahoney on the outside and J.P. Oates, the tight end, lined up in the slot. Near side, Owen Johnson, the sophomore, and Joey O'Brien wide on the boundary side. Fourth down and 5. The extra blitzer comes and takes down Gavin Sidwar, forces the incompletion, and the Lions are off the field.
That was 2 great plays by O'Hara's defense right there.
And again, we talked about that 10 personnel that LaSalle went into. Grayson McHugh had to deal with the outside edge rusher. There was nobody to chip on that linebacker blitz. Gavin Sidwar didn't see it coming from his blind side.
Now for the second time, we get to see senior quarterback John Weld, who has passed for 626 yards on 36 completed passes and 6 touchdowns coming into this game. Although, Bob, he has only played in 6 of the Lions games this year.
Weldy outside, no chance there. Joey O'Brien in there on coverage. Wilkes, the senior, was the intended target.
And Wilkes is another really talented pass catcher for O'Hara. He definitely has some D1 interest.
Yeah, Patrick, he has 12 receptions for 195 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns this year.
Hopkins lines up at the cornerback position on our side of the field, wide side. Weldy, good flip underneath. Nice job against that zone defense that LaSalle was posing. Cardinal O'Hara runs the outside receiver deep, and the inside receiver just runs that out route. Number 43 in there on the stop, Cooper Halig. First down, Cardinal O'Hara at the 44-yard line of LaSalle. They've gotten good movement, multiple first downs here on the evening, including at least 1 first down on each of their 2 drives. The last drive ended in an interception, a tipped ball in the flat that ended up in the hands of senior Aiden Christie. Now on 2nd down and 10, and that one was behind the intended target. Third time they've tried to go into the running back, Amaj Gowans. Keep an eye on this here. Was it a forward pass? Released at the 50, bounced at the 48.5. Good call by the officials. Brett Gordon was pointing to the football. Of course, just playing until the whistle is what he was asking his defense to do. Wow, that's a bad call. Yeah, that's a poor call there. So they called it a backwards pass. The replay showed it was forward by a Wow, a yard and a half forward. It's a tough call there if you're a Cardinal O'Hara fan. I mean, it was clear as day, a yard and a half forward. So now Cardinal O'Hara has to make up that 5 yards and then some. They'll try it with Gowans, and Gowans will make up all that space. Pulled down from behind by Joey O'Brien. That's the only thing that saved the touchdown.
And this is not the start LaSalle was looking for. I think the senior night emotions are kind of flying a little bit, and they just need to settle down and get back to their game.
It's a very good thing that Joey O'Brien brought him down there.
You got to give prep to O'Hara's run game, though. They've made a statement, and it's that they got it and they're good.
Jack, you love the run game, so you're in for a show here tonight.
Love to see it.
You know, it's funny. I love how these little isms or things like that come along. There was a guy named Rob Stott that used to do this. Actually, the husband of Mrs. Stott at LaSalle. Great guy. But he always used to say, go for it on 4th down, no matter what. So we gave him the nickname Riverboat Rob. We might have to come up with a nickname for you, Jack. And now Gowans. I think the nickname is going to be Downhill Runner. He is able to bounce outside and then immediately goes forward and picks up a big slug of yards. 9-yard gain on 1st down.
And there's been multiple games this year for O'Hara that Gowans has had 30-plus carries.
Well, they should continue to lean on him. Cardinal O'Hara, they've come out with more energy. The offensive line controlling the line of scrimmage in this first 6-minute frame. 2nd down and about 2. Right back to him, Gowans. Gowans again gets inside the 15 to about the 13-yard line, and that's enough for a 1st down. One more look. Man, he is just finding his way out of tackles. Took a big lick at the end, but that's what it takes to take him down.
You got to be able to let yourself get hit and get back up.
Well, he is embracing the contact early on.
This is the first game where it's been a little bit colder than usual. Those hits can sting a little bit after a while.
Are you speaking from experience?
Maybe a little bit.
Bob, I don't know if you were here, but me and Patrick and Jack were talking about how he used to play football.
Weldy, he's sticking his nose into it. On the read option, takes it into the B gap, gain of 5. Go ahead, tell me more.
I think, if I remember correctly, Patrick played against Luke Gordon. Is that right?
I did play against Luke, yeah. He was very talented back then, and I'm sure he'll be very talented for LaSalle for years to come.
What position, Pat?
I played some tight end, some defensive back.
Okay.
So.
You know he played all of them, Bob.
You're a tall defensive back, Pat. I love it. Standing at over 6 foot, I think, or right thereabouts. It's a big defensive back. Gowans spins away and right into a cavalcade of explorers. Ended up getting 2 yards on the play. It'll set up 3rd down and manageable. And depending upon how Cardinal O'Hara feels about the kicking game and also what type of statement they'd like to make in this game, you may think about calling 2 plays here in case the first doesn't make it. Possible 4-down territory for Cardinal O'Hara. O'Hara in a scoreless game, their 2nd offensive drive of the night. Weldy into the flat. It was dropped. Likely a touchdown, at least a 1st down, if he could have brought that one in.
And Bob, you were just talking about the kicking game. O'Hara's kicker, Gavin McLean, is 3 for 4 on field goal attempts this year. His longest is 37.
Jackson Mitros was the intended receiver. He had 2 mitts on it. And so here comes that kicker that you mentioned, Jack.
Yep, Gavin McLean.
An opportunity to put Cardinal O'Hara ahead. This will be a 23-yard field goal from the center of the field. And a big booting kick well through the upright. It's 3-0 Cardinal O'Hara.
Before that kick, he has made field goals from 25 yards out, 33 yards out, and 37 yards out.
Take a quick break, and we'll be right back here on Bob Long Sports.
They said it couldn't be done, but somehow CCM was able to close this home in just 21 days. Carl, how'd you pull this off?
Oh, hard work, dedication, grinding.
Were you ever worried?
Well, you know, Chloe, they pinned us in deep in the second bedroom, inspection issues, but we regrouped. Knew there was still a lot in play.
Well, I'm sure the Franklins were pleasantly surprised.
We got a good organization here. A lot to look forward to.
Good luck with the next close. And there you have it. Cross Country Mortgage is dedicated to getting it done.
.3:39 to play, first quarter, and Cardinal O'Hara leads LaSalle and punched that into the end zone for a touchback. So the 3 drives so far tonight, LaSalle forced a turnover with an interception against John Weldy. On the other side, turnover on downs. Cardinal O'Hara got off the field, and then that 23-yard field goal.
And that 23-yard field goal by O'Hara ended the drive that lasted 10 plays. They gained 49 yards, and they did it within 4 minutes and 17 seconds. For some key stats, Amaj Gowans, 4 rushes for 38 yards. Like I said, we're going to be seeing a ton of him tonight.
A shift at the line. Sal with the handoff, nothing doing. Outside zone. And Cardinal O'Hara up to task, sets the edge, and makes the play. Des Ortiz in there on the carry for LaSalle. Stop made by Isaac Day, the junior linebacker for Cardinal O'Hara. Cardinal O'Hara 6-2 on the year. Certainly going to have every chance to win the 4A. And Joey O'Brien turns it on. O'Brien across the 50. Oh, button hook, as they used to call that route. Sit down there, and then you just got to make one guy miss.
Yeah, coming into this game, senior wide receiver Joey O'Brien had 45 receptions for 712 receiving yards and 11 touchdowns.
And that little route there, it's very common in this Salle offense. It's very reliable for Gavin Sidwar.
Now they'll throw a screen. Owen Johnson can't make one miss. What a play there on the outside. Let's get one more look at this defensive secondary for Cardinal O'Hara. Tackle made by Emilio Martinez. Another negative play for LaSalle. They're on the plus side of midfield, though. They got 3 downs, you would think, to move the sticks. LaSalle saw 2 linebackers looking to make the run, so they'll adjust at the line of scrimmage, move JPOs to the left side of the line. Owen Johnson dropped it.
Yeah, Bob, it's got to be hard for players like Owen Johnson and Trey Hopkins here tonight who have brothers that are seniors on the team that won't be here next year.
Well, it sets up a 3rd down and 11. Night's going to get tougher and tougher if LaSalle can't move the sticks here. Or a tough drop there for Johnson. Cardinal O'Hara with the lead late in the first quarter. And if O'Hara can get off the field here, alarm bells start to go off around the state of Pennsylvania. Looking to change that, though, as Owen Johnson gets to the line and more. That's a physical run after the catch from the sophomore, Owen Johnson.
Yeah, Bob, we saw 2 great blocks from Owen last week, and now he is physical with the ball in this game.
Very talented sophomore, a young man that'll play high-level football after he's done here at LaSalle. Ozzie Nelson, he's just running over defensive backs. No match in the secondary for the big bulk body of Azir Nelson. This is a downhill, angry run. Watch out, official. And a quick play there for just a couple of yards.
LaSalle's going fast here.
And Cardinal O'Hara has to call timeout. They were trying to substitute, but LaSalle kept the same personnel on the field, so didn't need to give O'Hara the opportunity to substitute. It's a heck of a job there by LaSalle, but does force that timeout. Stay with us. We'll be right back here on Bob Long Sports.
So, it's time for your business to renew your lease. Or perhaps you're right-sizing or relocating. This can be an exciting time, but it's also a major project to undertake. Hundreds of decisions to make, some of which may impact your business for the next decade. You know you need an expert on your side from start to finish. What if this expert had no conflicts of interest, no landlords to answer to, and a fiduciary responsibility to work solely in your best interest? Someone who knows the questions to ask, the levers to pull, the pitfalls to avoid. Enter the experts at Gola Corporate Real Estate. They've seen it all over the course of thousands of transactions in dozens of industries. Gola gets it. And what if those experts came with a team? Subject matter experts to manage everything that comes with this process. Space planning and design, relocation planning and budgeting, helping you manage your vendors, construction oversight, all with zero out-of-pocket cost to you. A turnkey experience.
Out of the timeout, LaSalle goes back to Azir Nelson, and he is dropped for a loss.
On that last play, we saw Azir Nelson. Desmond Ortiz has gotten a lot of snaps in the backfield tonight, but that was junior running back Azir Nelson, who has rushed for 387 yards on 83 carries and 10 touchdowns coming into this game.
Back to Azir Nelson, and he lost the football. It's a scramble for it. Who's going to end up with the football? LaSalle does, and it's a touchdown. Whistles everywhere, but the signal was touchdown. And it's the center, Jacob Jackson, number 50, that looked to get on top of it.
I'm sure he wasn't expecting that on his senior night.
Yeah, and this LaSalle team needed something to get them going, and I don't think they really cared what it was.
Big man.
Azir Nelson, a little slow getting off the field. It was extraordinarily well defended by Cardinal O'Hara, just fumbled it forward. And a member of the Cardinal O'Hara defense is down on the field, so we'll give him a moment of grace, and we'll take a break here. Stay with us.
Gola gets it.
When your car needs repairs and you can't wait, Meineke can help. With life's crazy schedule between work and family, you'll love Meineke's same-day service. Call today and Meineke will get your car in today. For new brakes, exhaust repairs, or your check engine light comes on, trust Meineke to do the job right. And families have been coming to Meineke for years because Meineke works on any make or model vehicle. Same-day service, value, and trust. Meineke, doing car care right.
Be a part of the biggest live events. The must-see matches. The game day celebrations. Experience live sports and entertainment the way they're meant to be seen. With Joe Hand Promotions, the global leader of live entertainment for bars, restaurants, and cinemas. Create unforgettable moments that fans won't want to miss. Keep the food and drinks flowing with watch parties that will bring customers in the door and expand dwell time. And watch as these visitors turn into loyal customers with exclusive content relationships with the nation's largest sports and entertainment providers. in over 10,000 bars, restaurants, and cinemas across America, and customizable packages for every type of venue. Make your business the place for the next must-see event. Because if fans can't make it to the stadium or arena, your venue is the next best place.
More people are choosing Faulkner Infiniti of Willow Grove for the outstanding customer service and the extraordinary selection of Infiniti vehicles. Like the all-new 2025 QX80, it's unlike any luxury SUV you've ever experienced. With an all-new design and groundbreaking technology, the Infiniti QX80 has set a new standard in its class. Come experience the QX80 and the entire Infiniti lineup at Faulkner Infiniti of Willow Grove. To be sure.
Next Play Basketball is the largest AAU program in the greater Philadelphia area. Next Play also offers camps, clinics, and private training for boys and girls, 3rd to 12th graders. They teach the Next Play mentality to help athletes have success on and off the court. Next Play coaches focus on each player's development through high-level coaching and a competitive environment. If you would like to join the Next Play family, go to nextplaybasketball.com for more information. They will be hosting spring tryouts starting in January.
We're here to show you a better way to spend your state income taxes and get the money to where it's needed to most to the thousands of qualified kids.
What we like about Blocks is they really know where the need is.
This program ensures that their dollars come 100% into these kids for their tuition assistance.
If you are able, Blocks makes the EITC piece go very quickly and very smoothly.
Turn your PA State tax liability into need-based scholarships and receive a 90% tax credit.
Dunphy Ford is Mayfair's neighborhood.
We did want to make sure we came back in a reasonable period of time to let everyone know that they are taking very, very precautionary and strong medical attention to a member of the Cardinal O'Hara defense. Rightly so. There's many, many bodies around this young man, Dave Crow among others, medics. They do have an ambulance on the field right now. We do not want to speculate. We're still trying to find the name of that young man as well. But at this point, making sure we're keeping him in our thoughts, prayers, understanding that the best medical care is here with us now and within very short ambulance ride. And quite a pall has come over Wissahickon High School at this time. Members of both teams and fan bases very concerned about this young man. We are going to continue to give this medical team the grace to do this off camera. And so we are going to take another break, but we wanted to make sure that all of you knew what was going on here at Wissahickon High School as the professional medical staff, along with Dave Crow, who is LaSalle's very talented trainer, among others, are taking care of this young man who lay on his back near the goal line with an ambulance mere feet away. Stay with us.
Nobody knows your neighborhood like Dunphy Ford.
Nearly 40 years.
Right here on Frankfurt Avenue, generation after generation. Our neighbors continue to be our customers. We have access to the cars and trucks you want with financing you need.
Dunphy Ford is Northeast Philly's first choice for America's #1 brand. 7700 Frankfurt Avenue in Mayfair. Online at www.dunphyford.com.
Come experience the Dunphy difference. You'll be glad you did.
My name is Patrick Donahue, a franchise consultant with FranChoice, the premier network of franchise consultants in America. FranChoice is a company that helps people find a franchise business that's the perfect fit for them. We work with the people who want to own a business but don't really know how to find one that's both a top-notch opportunity and a great match. We specialize in franchise opportunities with the following 3 characteristics: low investment, high margin, and rapid break-evens. The best thing about our service is that it's free to the public. We're paid by franchise companies for this service. The process is simple. First, we do an introduction. Then the candidate provides me with information. We have a consultation based on that information, and we build what's called the model. Once we have that model, we'll share that with 3 great opportunities that match your criteria. I will follow up with you through the entire process. Obviously, the best opportunities fit the criteria mentioned above, and the right way to find those opportunities is to spend some time with the people who work with the very best franchise companies looking to expand in your local area. I'm humbled by your consideration, and I look forward to speaking with you soon.
Looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate? Meet David and Kay-May, a dynamic team with a shared mission to help you turn your real estate dreams into reality. What sets them apart? Their wealth of experience, combined with a genuine passion for guiding clients every step of the way. They believe everyone deserves personalized attention, fair treatment, and expert advice throughout the process, ensuring your journey is smooth and successful. David and Kay-May go above and beyond to meet your needs, ensuring expectations are not just met, but exceeded. Whether you're a first-time homebuyer or a seasoned investor, their personalized approach and commitment to service make every real estate journey smooth and rewarding. Contact them today to get started on your
The point after from Chris Heck is up. It is good. But again, as we talked about before our last break, a little bit more of a somber note here. The good news, if any, is that Max Brown was helped to his feet, seemed to have all his faculties with him. We don't know anything more about the injury that he sustained near the goal line. But he was taken away in an ambulance, and we are thinking about him and his family, and we know that he's in the best of care. It's a 7-3 game. LaSalle leads.
Just the stats on that last drive. LaSalle, 9 plays for downfield for 80 yards, which lasted 3 minutes, 19 seconds. Ozzie Nelson with 3 carries. And the fumble recovery by Jackson for a touchdown.
That's the center, Jacob Jackson, who played at right tackle last year, has done whatever the team had asked of him. And pretty darn cool for that young man.
And after that PAT, Chris Heck is now 33 for 34 on the season.
And he boots that one deep, returnable from the 7. And it's a big return. Opportunity to take it all the way. J.P. Oates will run him down inside the 20, but a terrific return.
There are some flags down.
Might just have been at the end of the play. Davies, now I beg your pardon, number 80 on that return. Simon Horta. Simon Horta announces himself in this game. So LaSalle struggled a little bit offensively, turned it over the first time. They were getting stuffed kind of late in that drive. Ozzie Nelson a couple of plays in a row, but he coughed it forward. And LaSalle scored the touchdown, maybe some momentum turning LaSalle's way. And Simon Horta says, I don't think so. 1st and goal from the 8.
And that's the second time we've seen a breakaway from Cardinal O'Hara that was stopped by a LaSalle defender. First one was Joey O'Brien, that one was J.P. Oates. Very smart plays by those 2 young men.
It was a face mask penalty that got him to here, and it's a run for 8 yards up the middle. Gowans puts Cardinal O'Hara up.
That is his 15th touchdown of the season.
Amaj Gowans, power look, 2 pulling linemen, and Gowans shoots the gap. What a game thus far. And after 1 quarter of play, less 2 seconds that is, it is 10-7, Cardinal O'Hara. Stand by. 10-7, 2 seconds left in this first quarter, and Cardinal O'Hara sending a statement statewide. This team came to play here tonight. Salle is going to start seeing this, and they have seen it all year. A Super Bowl type game for the teams they play. An opportunity for anybody playing LaSalle to go up against one of, if not the state's best. And after LaSalle jumped on Bonner Prendergast, thought by many to be the 4A state favorite, here's Cardinal O'Hara, not just in the red division, but also in the 4A with Bonner Prendergast saying, we like our chances. Pounded into the end zone, and LaSalle's offense will come back onto the field.
And that one-play drive only lasted 18 seconds after a 76-yard kick return. Gowins punched it in for an 8-yard touchdown.
I don't know. I might even throw the challenge flag on that 18 seconds, wouldn't you? They must be counting the return time.
I would
as
say
well.
so, yes.
I would say it's a 3-second drive, maybe 4. And Gowins, north-south, into the end zone. Great job, Pat. Thank you.
And like I mentioned, Bob, that was his 15th touchdown of the season so far. That is beyond impressive.
Sidwar stares down Joey O'Brien with a toe tap. Caught for a gain of 12 and a first down. One more look at this one here. And that's the connection. Ball's out even before the break on the football. And that is the end of the first quarter. A good look at the LaSalle Pep Band as they play away here at Wissahickon High School. This portion of today's game brought to you by the Great American Pub, a great spot to enjoy yourself with family and friends before, during, or after the big game. With 3 locations, Conshohocken, Wayne, and Phoenixville, there's always a Great American Pub near you. On a nice day, check out the rooftop bar in Conshohocken or take your significant other or family to a nice dinner. Thanks to Chuck Hempshire, proud LaSalle dad and a supporter of Bob Long Sports and LaSalle athletes, as well as Charlie, his son, who played football and basketball and now is involved with the business. Great American Pub, proud sponsor. Also thanks to the Riley, Rakowski, and Malloy Funeral Home, an enthusiastic supporter of LaSalle College High School football. Thanks to Andrew Buddha Rakowski, who sends his best to Coach Brett Gordon, all the student athletes, and the LaSalle football program as a whole. Riley, Rakowski, and Malloy, a proud sponsor. Des Ortiz cuts upfield for a gain of 2, and that was the first play of the second quarter.
And as this second quarter goes on, here are some stats from the first quarter. LaSalle passed for 62 yards and rushed for 26, making their total yards 88. O'Hara passed for 25 yards, rushed for 75, making their total yards 100 exactly. We've thanked them before, Bob, but what a big help Bob McCartney has been to our broadcast.
Absolutely. Love having the stats. He's the reincarnation of Brendan Olimpo from a couple years ago, one of our favorites ever to be on Bob Long Sports. Throwing catch, Owen Johnson. Owen Johnson will score. There's not many faster than that young man.
And if there is, they're on this LaSalle team.
Great throw by Gavin Sidwar, and you see the breakaway speed of the sophomore.
Owen just continues to make big plays all season. He played junior varsity and freshman team last year, and this year he's just been such a weapon for Gavin Sidwar on the offense.
That's a tough cover in a freshman football game, I'd say. A tough cover indeed. 14-10. And do we have a little bit of a shootout on our hands here tonight?
Chris Heck now 34 for 35.
And I don't think that drive was as short, but another very short drive between these two teams.
Ballard Dermatology, proud sponsor of our broadcast, offering comprehensive medical and cosmetic skin care, providing early detection and treatment of skin cancer, treatment of all skin conditions, and many cosmetic options to reduce sun damage and help you love your skin. Visit them online at balladermatology.com or call Dr. Mary Griffin at 610-664-3300. Healthy skin starts here.
And in the stats on that last drive, it lasted 3 plays for 80 yards in a total of 56 seconds for a 67-yard touchdown from Sidwar to Johnson. So it was not shorter than O'Hara's 18-second drive, Patrick.
Although it did feel like it.
Caught at the 20-yard line. And it'll be good starting field position here for Cardinal O'Hara out across the 30. And makes another miss. Now a little bit of a wall, as Chris Heck has to be the one to come over and make the tackle on number 21 for Cardinal O'Hara. An excellent return, 30-plus yards for Aaron Maida.
And that's the second time Chris Heck has been a pretty big help for the LaSalle special teams. On that big kick return before, he did kind of get it away, helped slow him down a little bit, and helped J.P. Oates catch.
Yeah, exactly. He helped slow them down. He made him change directions at least one time, which that does. If he doesn't do that, that doesn't allow J.P. Oates to make the tackle.
Terrific for Chris Heck. I'll say not particularly great for Neil French and the special teams unit when your kicker's getting involved. Props to Cardinal O'Hara. We're making LaSalle a little uncomfortable here tonight. Gowan's nowhere to go. Ryan Fandozzi was in the backfield, as was number 52 and number 56 there. So that's Caleb Davidson in there on the stop, as well as Jamel Williams.
I've talked about it before, but I've just been so impressed with Caleb Davidson this season. He's made such a big impact on the defensive line, especially when he's playing next to Jamel Williams.
Kyrie Mitchell checked into the game as well, so that's 2 sophomore stars on the defensive line for LaSalle.
Very young, but very talented.
Too wide to the wide side of the field, and so Weldy will take a shot that way into double coverage. Good deflection. Knocked away by Lucas Johnson, number 9.
Lucas Johnson has really developed over the years.
And there was no chance for Wilkes to make that play. That's an ill-advised throw by Weldy. Gowan's in motion. And into the middle of the field. The ball came out, and LaSalle has it. What a defensive play. Joey O'Brien able to pluck it loose.
These seniors are really showing out here tonight. And that play reminded me of the Colin McAleer play we saw at St. Joseph's Prep. He practically did the same thing. Just ripped it out of the offense.
Let's get one more look at this here. Really slow it down. When did this ball get popped loose? Turns into Joey O'Brien. Looks like out comes the football there. Boy, I don't know. Wow, did that ball actually come out?
It looked like Joey had possession.
When and where did he have possession?
I think before O'Hara's
is that ball
knee was
actually
down.
out there? All right, we're going to get back to live action here as they go for Joey O'Brien. Physical coverage on the edge and incomplete. Intended receiver Joey O'Brien, Aaron Maida in there on coverage. I don't know, if we had more time, I'd love one more look at that. It kind of looked like he just ripped. I don't know, the ball never touched the ground, right, Pat? You didn't see it that way necessarily, but more of it just a rip. I don't know. Someone with better eyes and someone that can replay that at home can look at that better than we can. 2nd down and 10. Second takeaway from LaSalle on the night.
Both by seniors.
Ortiz. Good bounce to the edge. Desmond Ortiz. In past the 40-yard line, this is a terrific east-west little cut and then duck north and south from the senior tailback. Chris Berman somewhere is going, whoop!
And this pep band is really helping fuel the momentum for LaSalle.
Nobody gives them enough credit. They are really good.
The band? Oh, absolutely. I agree. Not enough people give them credit. Bob Long Sports is a staunch advocate, I think, as folks know by now, for the pep band. The best in the land. First down and 10. Sidwell rolling right into the flat. Jimmy Mahoney to about the 31-yard line. Good gain on first down. Pretty simple concept there, getting it to Mahoney in the flat, getting Gavin Sidwell on the move. Back to live action, and this time, Cardinal O'Hara all over it. Nice stop on the play. Number 0 and number 25. Sammy Dantunka and Dylan Miller.
I like this tempo we're seeing from LaSalle. They're trying to not let the Lions defense get set and just go fast.
Eleven personnel for LaSalle. O'Brien can't rip him down. He stays on his feet to the 6. Good throwing catch. Just run that little post.
To the 6 for number 6.
O'Hara playing that zone coverage. And Joey O'Brien, so good to find that little pocket in that zone defense. Now Sidwell will look to the sideline. It remains Desmond Ortiz, the tailback. Ortiz dives into the pile. Kicked down there by Josh Don. Athletic-looking young man, really jumps to the football well. Look at this outside linebacker, Don, just crashing. Remember, Ozzie Nelson came off the field a little gimpy, also fumbled the football. We'll keep an eye on if and when we see him again in this contest. Second down and goal from just inside the 5. And there's O'Brien. The Sidwell-O'Brien connection again on the slant for the touchdown.
And I wish I knew how many times we've seen that little slant inside the red zone. I feel like it's just money every time for 6 points.
Too many to count.
And so LaSalle now leads 20-10. The offense has been lively the last 3 times out on the field. A good late first and into mid-second quarter. A bad snap, though, and LaSalle will just take the knee.
That was Joey O'Brien's 12th touchdown of the season.
So, heading towards a shootout, but all of a sudden Cardinal O'Hara hasn't been able to get off the field defensively the last 3 times out. And so the offense may need to respond. This portion of today's game brought to you by E&M Insurance, an independent local insurance agency serving the area's business and personal insurance needs. Owned and operated by Chris Marr, class of 1989, E&M has been serving the Delaware Valley's insurance needs since 1988. Built on the principles of providing superior customer service and quality insurance solutions for their customers. They're an independent agent, meaning they work with a select group of highly rated insurance companies that have proven their performance over the years. They can help provide solutions for your business or personal insurance on all levels. Look for them online at eandminsurance.com. A squib kick here for Chris Heck. Couple of issues in special teams thus far for LaSalle. And another one that's going to be returned out to about the 32-yard line. That time, LaSalle's special teams did a better job setting the edge. Almost a carbon copy of the trace route, if you will, for Cardinal O'Hara. And instead, Aiden Christie did a better job setting the edge than on that prior special teams return.
And on that last drive for LaSalle, it lasted about 2 minutes for 7 plays. They went 55 yards down the field for touchdown to Joey O'Brien. Gavin Sidwell went 3 for 4 for 37 yards in the touchdown. 31 of those yards were to Joey O'Brien, who caught the touchdown.
Gowans on the catch. And Gowans falls forward for a gain of 3 on first down. How about Reggie Harris getting in there on the tackle?
Another senior.
Second down, 7 yards to go. Line to gain is out at the 41-yard line. Also want to wish the best to our color commentator and former first-team All-Catholic defensive end, Tyler Kern, who couldn't be with us tonight as Gowans spins it out to the 37-yard line. He's at a wedding this evening, and we appreciate him and all his service to Bob Long Sports. We can't wait to have him back next week at his personal favorite venue, Father Judge and Ramp Playground.
Tyler, if you're watching this, I think we all miss you. Haven't seen you in forever.
That's right. That's right. Wasn't able to come by last week. He did the Roman Catholic St. Joe's prep game with me and couldn't make the Bonner game. But yes, LaSalle fans, he lives, and we will see our spectacular analyst next week. Ducking down and going backwards, it still should be enough for a first down, but nearly got himself into trouble there. Good throw and catch. Weld to Wilkes. Little alliteration for the Cardinal O'Hara Lions there.
And they do start to move the sticks. It looked like the line to beat was the 41, and they got to maybe the 42.
Getting down under 5:40 here in the second quarter. Dangerous pass. Nearly intercepted, but incomplete, and no complaint from that side of the field. Trey Hopkins got to pause on it, but could not quite bring it in. That would have been asking a lot. So close. Great look on that camera.
Josh Simmons has been very exciting to watch off the edge tonight. We see him all over the field. Last week he recovered a fumble against Bonner, and he's just such a good athlete. I like where they're using him this game.
Yeah, Pat, that was the craziest fumble I've ever seen. He punched it back.
Yeah, Josh just caught it. Very good awareness from him.
Big run up the middle. Into plus territory. It's a first down for Cardinal O'Hara.
And a first down for Isaac Day.
And the Explorers have definitely seen their fair share of big, bruising running backs. The most memorable, I think, was Zeke Bates against Malvern Prep.
I agree with that.
They have seen a lot, though. Kion Billups from St. Joseph's Prep.
Definitely.
Him and Zeke Bates are who come to mind.
I think you got to give preps to Gowans here, too.
That is Gowans with a gain of 4 on first down. And another Cardinal O'Hara Lion is down. Remember, we continue to think about Max Brown, the junior, who was taken away in an ambulance a mere 30 minutes ago or so. We're going to do what we did last time. We're going to take a break, and we'll come back on the other side. You're watching Bob Long Sports and LaSalle College High School football.
Next real estate adventure.
They said it couldn't be done, but somehow CCM was able to close this home in just 21 days. Carl, how'd you pull this off?
Oh, hard work, dedication, grinding.
Were you ever worried?
Well, you know, Chloe, they pinned us in deep in the second bedroom, inspection issues, but we regrouped. Knew there was still a lot in play.
Well, I'm sure the Franklins were pleasantly surprised.
We got a good organization here. A lot to look forward to.
Good luck with the next close. And there you have it. Cross Country Mortgage is dedicated to getting it done.
So, it's time for your business to renew your lease. Or perhaps you're right-sizing or relocating. This can be an exciting time, but it's also a major project to undertake. Hundreds of decisions to make, some of which may impact your business for the next decade. You know you need an expert on your side from start to finish. What if this expert had no conflicts of interest, no landlords to answer to, and a fiduciary responsibility to work solely in your best?
Welcome back, folks. Happy to report that Devontae Farragon was helped off the field, and Gowans gets to the first down marker. It was 2nd and 6. It's got 8 yards on the play, and this north-south runner.
Here he comes. Back the next play.
Good to see Farragon back on the field. And Cardinal O'Hara fans, what a welcome sight to see Gowans have another huge game against one of the state's best.
I've been saying earlier that there have been games where Gowans has had 30-plus touches. Do you think we're going to see that again here tonight?
Nah, I think we're getting there. I think we're getting there for sure. You're asking the wrong Bob. Bob McCartney with the stats. He'll be able to feed that to us.
Jack, these are some Ashton Genty type stats.
That's true. Day in motion. Gowans up the middle, hit. Thrown back. He gained one on the play. Kyrie Mitchell got 2 hands on him and threw him back. Mitchell's a big boy, very physical on that defensive line. They gave him a half a yard on first down. It's 2nd and about 9. Line to gain just inside the 25-yard line. And now Cardinal O'Hara starts to look to that clock. 2:57 and ticking. No reason to go to no huddle or no reason not to take that play clock down as far as you can. You see how quickly LaSalle has scored? Cardinal O'Hara wants to score with as little time left on the clock as possible. Gowans to the edge. Zyke Scott couldn't get there initially, and he runs through a would-be tackler. Gain of 4. 2 guys got into it there. Zion Goldsboro and Aiden Christie for LaSalle right at the tail end of that play as well, but they were separated with no issue. And it sets up a 3rd down and 6, clear 4-down territory here for Cardinal O'Hara, unless, and again, that young man really booted that ball through on the extra point and on the short field goal. Would you think about a 47-yard field goal in cold temperatures? I would guess not. I would guess this is 4-down territory as we tick under 1:50 to play in the second quarter.
Like I said earlier, his longest this season is for 37. So the O'Hara coaches will be asking 10 more yards on him.
10 personnel for the Lions. Weldy underneath. It is caught, and it gets close to the line to gain. It'll be 4th down and 2. Catch on the play made by Wilkes, and that has been the top target, and here comes the special teams unit. We get another look at that throw and catch.
And that throw was a bullet pass.
And here we go. I'll tell you what, though, they are huddling up. It looked like it was the special teams unit. The clock is now ticking towards a minute to go. I wonder if LaSalle doesn't think about calling timeout here. And Brett Gordon had his finger to his palm in the form of a T, but I don't think he actually asked for it. Okay, they're going to let this tick all the way.
You need a field goal and a touchdown to tie the game up. And I've been impressed with his kicking so far, so I'd let it roll.
I saw him out there in the initial huddle, number 34, Gavin McLean.
He does come out again.
And here comes that special teams unit. This will be from 42 yards away. The 5-yard gain put them that much closer. It is perfectly placed in the middle of the field. McLean 1 for 1 on the night. This would be the longest field goal of the season. And this is to cut it to 7. And LaSalle, did they jump? It's a false start against Cardinal O'Hara. And I don't think Cardinal O'Hara saw that. They were running off the field to put the offense back out there, thinking that they had a first down. But the white hat called false start against Cardinal O'Hara, which would push them back 5 yards. Now, the discourse continues. And he's coming back to say it's now offside against LaSalle. And right or wrong, I'd just be curious how he got the incorrect information the first time around. I think Cardinal O'Hara certainly has the case that LaSalle jumped, but how does the white-hatted official come with a false start call and then get overridden? So now Cardinal O'Hara has all the time in the world, 45 seconds left and timeouts with which to work, to go possibly cut this down to just a 3-point lead for LaSalle. Weldy into the flat. Good throw and catch. Knocked out of bounds at the 15. And they do mark it out of bounds. Forward progress was not stopped in the field of play. So they'll have all the time in the world with the clock stopped to get back up to the line.
Bob, like you said at St. Joseph's Prep, the refs need to start calling up to the Bob Long challenge booth more.
Yeah, well, unfortunately not. We appreciate what the officials do very, very much. I know the officials wish that they could have a second look and could have some of the replay that we have, but that is an NFHS level question, not for our good friends in the stripes who we love, both in football and in hoops. Now 2nd down and 3. Gowans, patient, and then hits the gap and gets close to the first down marker. The only other thing I would tell you is I know for a fact that that white-hatted official and all of these officials would love to be mic'd up for these games. And you can't do it at every venue. It's often venue-driven and technology-type situations. I do wonder if when LaSalle plays St. Joe's Prep at Villanova, if there's a chance that the officials are mic'd up for that game. Allow me to dog-ear that page and ask that to be considered. Because I know in that situation you'd have a chance to address the fan base, answer the question I was just asking. Hey, what led to that? Oh, correction upon further review. It was offside, yada, yada, yada. And not having the chance to say that, I think, hurts these officials in a way that's no issue of their own. You wish they'd be able to converse with the fan base the way a college or a professional referee could.
You saw mic'd up referees at Pittsburgh Central Catholic, am I right?
That's right. That was a great touch. It helped significantly. So now, with 28 seconds left, 3rd down and short. They're going to go to the air and take a shot with a back shoulder ball, incomplete. Closest to catch it was our buddy in the stripes who reached out the right hand. So now a much more reasonable field goal for Cardinal O'Hara. There he goes. Oh, my goodness. Look alive, Mr. Official.
You almost had that one.
He sure did.
Almost came down with it like Odell Beckham.
It's like one of those domestic lager commercials back in the day. I don't know if you guys remember those, where next guy to make a tackle gets an adult beverage, and the official comes out of nowhere and levels the guy. That was close to that there.
Gavin McLean, who's 4 for 5 on field goals this year.
And a bad snap. McLean will take off with it, tries to throw it, and it's intercepted. How about that for a way to get a turnover? A lot was going well there for Cardinal O'Hara, but instead it's going to end up with a Cooper Heilig interception with 16 seconds to play.
These senior LaSalle members of the defense are having a great senior night. 3 takeaways, all from seniors.
5 wide from LaSalle. Are they going to try to take a shot, put them up by a few more points?
I think they absolutely take a shot. Joey O'Brien, Jimmy Mahoney on the hook and lateral. And Jimmy Mahoney stays in bounds. Jimmy Mahoney to the 40. Jimmy Mahoney to the 25. Do you believe it? Touchdown. 0's on the clock.
Man, is he fast. We saw that at Roman Catholic. Now we see it here.
And I wonder how long that one's been drawn up for.
This is a incredible play. And it is a J.P. Oates appreciation replay as well, who is blocking his guy 80 yards down the field to lead the way for Jimmy Mahoney.
That's the second time this season Gavin Sidwar has thrown it to Joey O'Brien, and he has lateraled it backwards to Jimmy Mahoney for a touchdown.
LaSalle will call a timeout. They'll attempt the point after, and that will be the last snap of the half.
And Jack, I do think Jimmy Mahoney did a little bit more on that one than he did against Roman Catholic. He really sprinted. As we've mentioned before, he holds the record for the 400-meter dash at LaSalle, which definitely takes some serious speed.
Mahoney had a chance to step out of bounds at the 50 and give LaSalle maybe 8 seconds or so. But he saw green grass by turning left and makes one of the more memorable plays you'll see for a LaSalle offense. And you have to think just takes a chunk out of the heart of the Cardinal O'Hara offense and defense that just played a very strong first half against maybe the best team in the state. And it's going to end down 16 or 17 points. It's hard to fathom with this effort from the Lions that they're going to be down 17 points at the half. Credit to LaSalle for putting that pedal to the metal.
It also takes the heart out of Cardinal O'Hara's special teams. That bad snap on the field goal led to that play.
That's a 10-point swing. You're absolutely right, Jack. 27-10. Let's go to Pat Burkhead for his thoughts on the first half.
Yeah, I thought LaSalle came out slow. Maybe it was the emotions from senior night, but they really settled down, and they did what they needed to do. You know, they had that very exciting play at the end involving 3 seniors. Gavin Sidwar hit Joey O'Brien, who lateraled it to Jimmy Mahoney. So I was very impressed by that second quarter, especially the LaSalle offense.
How about Jack Burns?
Yeah, this was an electric first half. I mean, O'Hara comes out with great running from Goins, and then you've got 2 very exciting touchdowns on LaSalle ends. A fumble recovery by the center, and then it's got to be 80-yard touchdown for Mahoney, roundabout.
Jack McGuire.
My thoughts, I think that LaSalle, in order to win this game, must stop the run in the second half. They stopped it on a few plays, on a few drives in the first half, but they definitely have to do it in the second half if they want to remain at number 1 in the PCO.
Some stats as well to finish that first half, Jack.
Gavin Sidwar went 10 for 14, throwing for 249 yards and 3 touchdowns. Joey O'Brien, 5 catches for 91 yards and 1 touchdown. Owen Johnson, 3 catches for 79 yards and 1 touchdown. Jimmy Mahoney, 2 catches for 79 yards and 1 touchdown. Gowans with 13 carries, 97 yards and 1 touchdown. 3 catches and 12 yards as well. Again, a special shout out to all of our guys from the Athletic Communications Club ran by Bob McCartney at LaSalle. LaSalle students, if you're watching this, that club is very, very entertaining. It's a lot of sports media. Me and Patrick are members. Jack Burns, you said you were going to join it after the St. Joseph Prep game.
We haven't had a club day.
That's true. That's true.
He was right about that. But
next time, don't worry, I'll be there.
Yeah, we need as much help as we can get. Great stats. You can write articles about the games. Really anything you want to do.
So what we're going to do now, the pep band is having their senior night. And so we're going to turn our mics up so that you can hear AJ Carabello, band veteran, by the way. And we'll enjoy that for the next 10 minutes or so here at half. It's the LaSalle Pep Band and their senior night as well.
William Hartzell, escorted by his parents William and Kathy. Music Department Vice President Luke Hober, escorted by his parents Steve and Gina.
Hey Brenda, good, how you doing?
Michael Joyce, escorted by his parents Stephen and Suzanne. Music Department President Liam McCaffrey, escorted by his parents Thomas and Aaron. Charles McGowan, escorted by his father Tim and Julia. Music Department Vice President Alexander Williams, escorted by his parents Fritz and Danielle. Dermot O'Neill, escorted by his parents Mark and Susan. Nicholas Shepherd, escorted by his parents Eric and Sue. And Patrick Gorley, escorted by his parents Jerry and Marie. Once again, let's have a big round of applause for this special group of musicians who have been so generous with their time and talent, along with their parents who have supported them in the efforts of this program.
And a great job by A.J. Carabello on the public address here tonight, taking over for his father, Chris, which is also special for him as a former pep band member to announce the senior night festivities for all of those young men that entertain us all and do terrific work on their respective instruments to make this the best pep band in the state of Pennsylvania. We'll take a quick break, folks, and we'll come back in just a few minutes. It is halftime between LaSalle and Cardinal O'Hara on Bob Long Sports.
We're here to show you a better way to spend your state income taxes and get the money to where it's needed to most to the thousands of qualified kids.
What we like about Blocks is they really know where the need is.
This program ensures that their dollars come 100% into these kids for their tuition assistance.
If you are able, Blocks makes the EITC piece go very quickly and very smoothly.
Turn your PA state tax liability into need-based scholarships and receive a 90% tax credit.
Dunphy Ford is Mayfair's neighborhood Ford store.
Nobody knows your neighborhood like Dunphy Ford.
Nearly 40 years.
Right here on Frankfurt Avenue, generation after generation. Our neighbors continue to be our customers. We have access to the cars and trucks you want with financing you need.
Dunphy Ford is Northeast Philly's first choice for America's #1 brand. 7700 Frankfurt Avenue in Mayfair. Online at www.dunphyford.com.
Come experience the Dunphy difference. You'll be glad you did.
My name is Patrick Donahue, a franchise consultant with FranChoice, the premier network of franchise consultants in America. FranChoice is a company that helps people find a franchise business that's the perfect fit for them. We work with the people who want to own a business but don't really know how to find one that's both a top-notch opportunity and a great match. We specialize in franchise opportunities with the following 3 characteristics: low investment, high margin, and rapid break-evens. The best thing about our service is that it's free to the public. We're paid by franchise companies for this service. The process is simple. First, we do an introduction. Then the candidate provides me with information. We have a consultation based on that information, and we build what's called the model. Once we have that model, we'll share that with 3 great opportunities that match your criteria. I will follow up with you through the entire process. Obviously, the best opportunities fit the criteria mentioned above, and the right way to find those opportunities is to spend some time with the people who work with the very best franchise companies looking to expand in your local area. I'm humbled by your consideration, and I look forward to speaking with you soon.
Looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate? Meet David and Kay May, a dynamic team with a shared mission to help you turn your real estate dreams into reality. What sets them apart? Their wealth of experience, combined with a genuine passion for guiding clients every step of the way. They believe everyone deserves personalized attention, fair treatment, and expert advice throughout the process, ensuring your journey is smooth and successful. David and Kay go above and beyond to meet your needs, ensuring expectations are not just met, but exceeded. Whether you're a first-time homebuyer or a seasoned investor, their personalized approach and commitment to service make every real estate journey smooth and rewarding. Contact them today to get started on your next real estate adventure.
They said it couldn't be done, but somehow CCM was able to close this home in just 21 days. Carl, how'd you pull this off?
Oh, hard work, dedication, grinding.
Were you ever worried?
Well, you know, Chloe, they pinned us in deep in the second bedroom, inspection issues, but we regrouped. Knew there was still a lot in play.
Well, I'm sure the Franklins were pleasantly surprised.
We got a good organization here. A lot to look forward to.
Good luck with the next close. And there you have it. Cross Country Mortgage is dedicated to getting it done.
So, it's time for your business to renew your lease. Or perhaps you're right-sizing or relocating. This can be an exciting time, but it's also a major project to undertake. Hundreds of decisions to make, some of which may impact your business for the next decade. You know you need an expert on your side from start to finish. What if this expert had no conflicts of interest, no landlords to answer to, and a fiduciary responsibility to work solely in your best interest? Someone who knows the questions to ask, the levers to pull, the pitfalls to avoid. Enter the experts at Gola Corporate Real Estate. They've seen it all over the course of thousands of transactions in dozens of industries. Gola gets it. And what if those experts came with a team? subject matter experts to manage everything that comes with this process. Space planning and design, relocation planning and budgeting, helping you manage your vendors, construction oversight, all with zero out-of-pocket cost to you. A turnkey experience that adds real value, value that flows right to your bottom line. Gola gets it. We've been partnering with clients like you for over 40 years, and we know what's important: solving problems, creating flexibility, protecting and stretching your dollars. Philadelphia-based with a national presence. Get to know Gola. Gola gets it.
When your car needs repairs and you can't wait, Meineke can help. With life's crazy schedule between work and family, you'll love Meineke's same-day service. Call today and Meineke will get your car in today. For new brakes, exhaust repairs, or your check engine light comes on, trust Meineke to do the job right. And families have been coming to Meineke for years because Meineke works on any make or model vehicle. Same-day service, value, and trust. Meineke, doing car care right.
Be a part of the biggest live events. The must-see matches. The game day celebrations. Experience live sports and entertainment the way they're meant to be seen. With Joe Hand Promotions, the global leader of live entertainment for bars, restaurants, and cinemas. Create unforgettable moments that fans won't want to miss. Keep the food and drinks flowing with watch parties that will bring customers in the door and expand dwell time. And watch as these visitors turn into loyal customers with exclusive content relationships with the nation's largest sports and entertainment providers. In over 10,000 bars, restaurants, and cinemas across America, and customizable packages for every type of venue. Make your business the place for the next must-see event. Because if fans can't make it to the stadium or arena, your venue is the next best place.
More people are choosing Faulkner Infiniti of Willow Grove for the outstanding customer service and the extraordinary selection of Infiniti vehicles. Like the all-new 2025 QX80, it's unlike any luxury SUV you've ever experienced. With an all-new design and groundbreaking technology, the Infiniti QX80 has set a new standard in its class. Come experience the QX80 and the entire Infiniti lineup at Faulkner Infiniti of Willow Grove. To be sure.
Next Play Basketball is the largest AAU program in the greater Philadelphia area. Next Play also offers camps, clinics, and private training for boys and girls, 3rd to 12th graders. They teach the Next Play mentality to help athletes have success on and off the court. Next Play coaches focus on each player's development through high-level coaching and a competitive environment. If you would like to join the Next Play family, go to nextplaybasketball.com for more information. They will be hosting spring tryouts starting in January.
For the halftime show, both teams have done impressive things in the PCL. According to Ted Sillery and other sources, O'Hara has won 7 PCL championships, and as I have mentioned before, LaSalle has won 15 PCL championships. This year, the Lions, led by Mike Ewing, have gotten off to a great start, starting the season 6-2. They have defeated Alden Reed, Archbishop Wood, Archbishop Ryan, Upper Darby, Smyrna, and Father Judge. Their only losses of the year came to Bonner Prendergast and Roman Catholic. The Explorers, led by Brett Gordon, started the season off with 4 impressive non-league wins, fell short in their 5th game against Roman Catholic, and bounced back dominantly against their biggest rivals, St. Joseph's Prep and Bonner Prendergast. I now have a summary of a statement from Bill Wasilenko leading up to this game. The Philadelphia Catholic League's Red Division includes 6 large enrollment football teams. Those are LaSalle, St. Joseph's Prep, Roman Catholic, Father Judge, Bonner Prendergast, and Cardinal O'Hara. Each team plays 5 league games. Currently, LaSalle, St. Joseph's Prep, and Roman Catholic have all beaten and lost to each other. LaSalle beat St. Joseph's Prep, St. Joseph's Prep beat Roman Catholic, and Roman Catholic beat LaSalle. All three teams are likely to finish with 4-1 records. Since the league no longer uses playoff games to determine the champion, the regular season winner is decided by a tiebreaker. Point differential among the tied teams. Based on results so far, LaSalle is +8 because they beat St. Joseph's Prep by 11 and lost to Roman Catholic by 3. Roman Catholic is +2 and St. Joseph's Prep is -10. That means LaSalle currently leads the tiebreaker and would be crowned champion if they win their remaining games. This system for tiebreakers is different from past tie scenarios in 1959 and 1961 when LaSalle faced Monsignor Bonner in playoff tiebreakers. In 1959, a scoreless game almost came down to offensive yardage as a tiebreaker until Bonner's late 80-yard touchdown secured a 6-0 win. Finally, the statement humorously notes that a meaningless last-play touchdown by St. Joe's in their recent loss to LaSalle could have flipped the tiebreaker in Roman's favor, showing how small point swings can determine a championship. Thank you, Mr. Wasilenko, for sending that email out.
Thank you, Jack. Great job with that, as always. And again, think we have a little bit more time before we get started here. So we'll take one more break and come back here on Bob Long Sports.
More people are choosing Faulkner Infinity of Willow Grove for the outstanding customer service and the extraordinary selection of Infinity vehicles. Like the all-new 2025 QX80, it's unlike any luxury SUV you've ever experienced. With an all-new design and groundbreaking technology, the Infinity QX80 has set a new standard in its class. Come experience the QX80 and the entire Infinity lineup at Faulkner Infinity of Willow Grove. To be sure.
Next Play Basketball is the largest AAU program in the greater Philadelphia area. Next Play also offers camps, clinics, and private training for boys and girls, 3rd to 12th graders. They teach the Next Play mentality to help athletes have success on and off the court. Next Play coaches focus on each player's development through high-level coaching and a competitive environment. If you would like to join the Next Play family, go to nextplaybasketball.com for more information. They will be hosting spring tryouts starting in January. Third quarter about to get underway here on Bob Long Sports, and Cardinal O'Hara with an onside kick. Loose football. Cardinal O'Hara has it. They have come to play here tonight. A momentum swing at the end of the first half and a momentum swing coming back the other way to start the second. What a recovery by number 6 for Cardinal O'Hara, Emilio Martinez.
That was a huge play there by the Cardinal O'Hara Lions.
And with dangerous returners like Owen Johnson and Jimmy Mahoney, I think that's a risk they're willing to take. Even if LaSalle did recover it, they're only around the 35, So
Weldon, the Cardinal O'Hara offense, back onto the field. LaSalle was staring middle 8 domination in the face there, but the onside kick gives Cardinal O'Hara an opportunity. There are 6 LaSalle Explorers all over Gowans.
And I'm sure that was a talking point in the locker room for the Explorers. Get on Gowans quick and don't let him get in the open space.
Whenever these two teams play against each other, you know it's going to be a great show. This is the 23rd time that these two teams have faced off against each other. And Bob, according to Bill Wasilenko, the first time these two teams went to battle was in 1996. LaSalle took that game 41-10. LaSalle holds a 12-10 record against O'Hara all time.
Oh, that's right. I got one more for you after this play and want to give a shout out to a legend at the same time, Gowans. There is a flag on the play. Bill Wasilenko references Ted Solari very often, and a guy that you talk about a lot. So making sure A chop block is called against Cardinal O'Hara. 15-yard penalty. That'll back them way up. So probably a little bit before your time, but former Daily News reporter, also had his own website, and was just a bastion of high school football coverage. Nobody did it better. Even when I was in high school, I had the chance to write for him and his website a little bit before I got into the broadcast side. Huge fan of Ted. One of our big fans, Huck Palmer, it was also a Ted Solari disciple. And so any chance we get a chance to talk about Ted on the broadcast, we do. And so Bill will reference him a lot, so I wanted to make sure we talked about Ted.
I mention him sometimes, but I use his website a lot. I used it a lot for baseball.
Absolutely, for sure. So just making sure that last name, Ted Solari. There's Gowans being tackled at the line of scrimmage on a screen pass. Long way to go for a first down. Line to gain all the way at the 25. That's how LaSalle's defense wanted to come out and make a statement after that momentum swing with the onside kick.
J.P. Oates checking the game on defense.
There he is. Pure pass situations. He's a guy they want to get onto the field. Looks like it'll be 3 down linemen with 4 linebackers, and Oates on the edge. Now he'll switch to come to the blind side. An odd play there. It's going to work, but there is a flag coming in. Perhaps an illegal shift. Joey O'Brien lines him up and makes a big hit at the 39-yard line. Or perhaps it's the hold against Ryan Fandozzi. That would be my guess, and it is going against Cardinal O'Hara. Get one more look at it here. It's 44 getting held there on the left side of the line. And LaSalle, I think because of the yardage, will accept that penalty. I think. Brett Gordon is still having the discussion with the officials, left side of your screen. It is a hold, and LaSalle does decline the penalty. So 4th down and 14 from the 44. So maybe it's closer to 20. 4th and 19. I didn't think that was a very good spot. Did you guys? I thought that tackle was made at the 39-yard line. Maybe I'm just 5 yards off here.
It's a little hard to tell up here.
I would disagree with you, Jack. I think we have a great view up here.
Well, we might need to use the binoculars for that one. Big opportunity for Owen Johnson here.
Yeah, I'm not that anyone else can do this, but I am back, 15 seconds on the YouTube stream. I wonder if that decision would have changed either for Brett Gordon or for Cardinal O'Hara, who's going for it on 4th down. Gowans has got to make one miss. Gowans has the first down. Are you kidding me? You got to tip your cap to this Cardinal O'Hara team right now.
What is going on this game, Bob?
They're unafraid. They're here to play. That's fantastic. A good no call on the block in the back that would be. I just think Lucas Johnson gave up the edge, and Cardinal O'Hara has the offense brewing again.
Gowans was just left completely open on that play. And if you want to beat a great team like LaSalle, you have to take those risks. We saw the onside, now the fake punt. What else does Cardinal O'Hara have in the bag?
I'm just telling you, that's a heck of a call. That is a heck of a call right there.
And I could hear somebody say, as soon as the punter received the ball, he said, he's open. And he was.
Gowans! One play later, he's down to the end zone. He's got it. Wow. Amaj Gowans. You have to tip your cap to that drive for Cardinal O'Hara. LaSalle fan or not. And the effort at the end of the play by Gowans to get to the end zone, I don't think the knee ever went down. Mahoney trying to take him down, keeps those shins up. It's close, but that official had a much better look than we did.
He reached far for a 16 touchdown, Bob.
Boy, that's hard to say. One more look. You can make the call at home. Regardless, an angry run from Amaj Gowans. So that's onside kick. LaSalle declines a penalty to push him back 10 yards. It's misspotted by 5 yards to the detriment of Cardinal O'Hara. They go for it on 4th and 19, or they fake the punt. And then the very next play, Gowans goes 20 yards for a touchdown. That is a team unafraid, playing with house money and trying to get back into this football game.
Could we see another onsider here?
I don't know, Patrick. I wouldn't abuse the play too much.
House money.
Stats on that last drive. It lasted 6 plays, went for 35 yards, lasted 3 minutes, 10 seconds. Gowans 24 yards for a touchdown.
And Bob, you always talk about the middle 8. The LaSalle Explorers had a chance to put Cardinal O'Hara away for
another one, and LaSalle's on it this time. Got the hands team in there.
For good.
Ryan Fandozzi on the recovery.
For good, but Cardinal O'Hara was full of trick plays on that last drive.
LaSalle does have some of their own, though. We did see the Joey O'Brien pitch back to Mahoney for the touchdown at the end of the half. Maybe we'll see some trickery from Gavin Sidwar in the Explorers offense.
Now LaSalle. Chance for the offense to respond. It was excellent for most of that first half, putting up 27 points on the board, including 80-plus yards on the last play of the half. Joey O'Brien with a gain of 6.
And on that play, we saw Josh Jimmons start in the backfield and go in motion. We haven't seen much of him tonight.
Well, and what that does, by the way, when no linebackers move, as you saw on that replay, you get a good sense that they're going to be in a zone coverage. And with that safety playing off, or that defensive back playing off O'Brien, just to sit down. And now they'll take the yardage on a 5-yard offside to move the chains.
Was he really offside there? I couldn't tell.
I don't know. We have a pretty good view up here, though, don't we?
I mean, not according to Jack Burns, but
might just be my eyes. Got a history of that.
Hey, me too, partner. Me too, Jack. This is a 2-time laser eye surgery recipient right here. So we're doing better now.
Good to hear.
That's why we have the binoculars, Bob.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Azir Nelson. It's an elective surgery, by the way, just to be clear. Everything's fine.
That was Josh Jimmons, Bob, I think.
Ah, well, you know what? The surgery is not working, apparently. That is number 8, Josh Simmons.
To be fair to everybody listening, he wasn't using the binoculars on that play.
That's right. This time I can tell you it's the same guy. Simmons gets close, and it'll be 3rd down and less than a yard.
And prayers up for Azir Nelson, who we haven't seen since he left the game.
There were 2 running backs in the game on that play. Desmond Ortiz on the run block and Simmons up the middle.
Fandozzi coming into the game. He's a big boy. Maybe give him the ball, let him rumble down the field for a yard.
I was just going to say, I saw him sub in for Josh Simmons.
The reason he can do this, by the way, is he changed numbers midway through last year from 67 to 44. They'll run the fullback dive and have the 1st down. 1st down, LaSalle. There's Fandozzi on the edge, number 44 on the run block. But the end of that story is 67 is an ineligible receiver. So if you want to line up at tight end or catch a pass, you would need to have a different number. And so we got this nondescript email from Brett Gordon. Hey, 1 change to the roster. Ryan Fandozzi is going to be wearing 44 instead of 67. And I just threw that in the back of my mind. I wonder if they have something planned for him.
Is it just 67 that can't be?
No, just in the 60s.
Okay.
And so wouldn't you know it, they put him out there on offense, the little RPO, and he ended up catching a touchdown pass. That's nearly a touchdown pass. Joey O'Brien inside the 5 to about the 1. How about this pitch and catch from senior to senior? Layering it in there amidst really good coverage. Covering on the play, Emilio Martinez, and he was stride for stride with Joey O'Brien, but a great route runner and 6'5" did the tail there with a perfect throw from Gavin Sidwar.
Tyler, if you're watching, Gavin Sidwar just did his famous clap that you always talk about.
Back shoulder. And it's caught for the touchdown. Joey O'Brien fights for it again against the diminutive Martinez. And a good back shoulder ball from Gavin Sidwar. One more look here, and there's really no chance for Martinez on a ball like that. What a response for LaSalle. This game really is turning into a shootout here with 6:24 to play in the third. So perhaps it is time for America's favorite game. Where you at? Let us know where you're watching the football game from, and we'll give you a shout out on the air. Also want to remind you to like the video. That certainly helps us. Doesn't cost you anything, doesn't sign you up for anything. And also subscribe to the channel. That helps us as well. And you can get updates when we are going live with our next big game, which will be next Friday night against Father Judge at Ramp Playground. So let us know where you at.
Bob, I can tell you where the students are at. The LaSalle student section made a nice appearance here tonight at Trojan Stadium, which opened in 1978. Seats up to around 3,800. It includes 2 grandstands, a press box, and concession stands. The field itself is an artificial turf field surrounded by an 8-lane track. Wissahickon High School's Trojan Stadium is home to the Wissahickon High School Panthers and the Lansdale Catholic Crusaders, and it is the Wissahickon High School Trojans, not the Panthers, as I can see on the scoreboard.
That's okay. It's great.
Little mix-up from last week with the William Tennant Panthers.
There you go.
And that was a 2-minute, 30-second drive that went 54 yards. Gavin Sidwar hit Joey O'Brien for a 2-yard touchdown, and those two have had a lot of completions this game. Sidwar thus far is 13 for 17 for 286 yards and 4 touchdowns. O'Brien's caught 8 of those balls for 134 yards and 2 touchdowns.
And last week, we saw William Tennant High School home to the William Tennant High School Panthers and the Archbishop Wood Vikings. Here again, we see a Wissahickon High School Trojans and Lansdale Catholic sharing a home field.
Good special teams play by LaSalle. Got back on track in that regard. 17-point lead, 6:18 to play, third quarter. Not much doing there on the first down carry. Second down and 8 upcoming.
This has been a really great game so far. We've seen a lot of good defensive plays and a lot of good offensive trick plays and special teams.
Howard taking their time. Play from the sideline. Did LaSalle take a little bit of that air out of the balloon after that energy type drive from Cardinal O'Hara with the onside kick, the fourth down, punt fake, and then the touchdown, and LaSalle marches down the field, back up 17. Back-breaking type of play, but wouldn't put it past Cardinal O'Hara to have 1 or 2 more tricks in the book. They have not made this easy on LaSalle here tonight. if they're going to look to come back in this game, this would be a big third down to do it. Weldy in the backfield. The running back, Gowans, who's had a great night. And they'll go to Gowans, who bounces and has the first down. Can you believe this young man? He is having quite the night.
Bob, he just stays so low. It's impressive how low he can get without going to the ground. He'll like stumble a little bit, and then all of a sudden he's back on his feet running again.
And that's all because he keeps moving. You got to keep moving your feet in situations like that.
Get below pad level, too, like you said, Pat.
Yeah, and Pat, last week you had some troubles getting to the game because you were at the radio station. This week you had some troubles getting up to the press box. You want to tell us a little more about that?
Oh, do you? You don't need to if you don't want.
No, I'm good to say. Hurt up my knee a little bit, but I'm
that
good.
one's intercepted by Jimmy Mahoney. And he's ripped to the ground. And he's like, Pat, in just a minute, as Jimmy Mahoney is having an incredible night for LaSalle.
And the interception is definitely more important than my knee.
No, well, that's not true, Pat.
Not true at all, Patrick.
That is not true. And so now we'll give you all the space you need to tell us.
Yeah, I'm feeling better, so excited to do this for the rest of the year.
All right. Well, we're sorry about the knee. Hopefully the recovery continues quickly. We were glad you were able to get up here. From what you described to me as the injury, I didn't think you'd be up here. I thought we'd be putting you on the sideline. But great to see you in good spirits and up here with us.
I always believed you could get up here, in case you were wondering.
Thank you, Jack. It means a lot.
I like the dynamic amongst you three sophomores here. It's fun. Josh Simmons pulled down at the 15. He almost took it all the way.
And I know that play excites one of the sophomores up here with the run game, Jack Burns.
I love to see it. Yeah, you can see some similarities. Simmons was just pushing through those players like we saw with Nelson earlier in the game.
So what's the nickname we're giving Jack Burns?
Oh, man. Let us know where you're at, what the nickname should be. This could go a number of ways. Here we go. 1st and 10 from the 15. O'Hara shows blitz, and LaSalle will adjust at the line of scrimmage. Josh Simmons knifes through the hole, takes a big hit, and falls forward for a gain of 6 yards on 1st down. Good to see Simmons running the ball hard. He's been up and down with injury this year. I do look at Ozzie Nelson on the sideline. He has his helmet on, but we haven't seen him take snaps since that play he got injured on. It was also the play where he fumbled the ball forward, and Jacob Jackson recovered it in the end zone for the touchdown. O'Hara's really fought hard. They've made some big plays to stay in this game against maybe the state's best. But LaSalle's at a point right now in the red zone where a touchdown would put them up 4 scores late in the 3rd quarter. Not going to be that time, though. Nice tackle on the play. Tackle made by number 25, Dylan Miller, the junior. So now 3rd down. And about 5 yards to go. Line to gain it is about the 5-yard line.
And like they're showing, I think LaSalle goes to the pass here. O'Brien's in the slot, maybe hit him over the middle.
You love that play, Patrick.
And there's the clap.
Trying for the hard count. O'Brien lined up in the slot. J.P. Oates just outside him. They'll run the screen for Owen Johnson, and wide open. He can high-step his way in. Touchdown, LaSalle.
They tried it twice earlier, and 3rd time it is a touchdown for Owen Johnson. He continues to make huge plays.
Needed 1 block there on the outside. Mahoney gave the block, and then the big man, Danny Lawyer, driving his defender in the end zone. That is exceptionally well blocked by LaSalle. And Owen Johnson, that's the easiest touchdown he'll ever score.
That's his 2nd of this game. That one was all clean.
Yeah, the only extra point left on the board, if you will, today was the high snap from earlier in the contest. That aside, 5 for 5 on extra points where he could put boots to leather.
Stats on that last drive. It lasted 4 plays, 33 yards, 2 minutes and 28 seconds. Mahoney interception. Gavin Sidwar went 14 for 18, or is now 14 for 18 this game.
Sidwar, 14 for 18? Yeah.
Yes. And Sidwar to Johnson for a 10-yard touchdown.
Those stats are so great to have.
Thanks to Bob McCartney and the rest of the statistics staff at LaSalle High School. It's a live football, recovered there at the 20. And LaSalle makes the stop. This portion of today's game brought to you by Burns Design Group. At Burns Design Group, our passion for visual and literary design forges powerful, lasting brands. From nonprofits and small businesses to Fortune 500 companies, we create and refresh brands from the ground up and inside out, transforming culture, driving growth, profitability, and market leadership. They're a group of hands-on veterans who hold more than 150 years of brand strategy and design experience. Burns Design Group, what's next? By design. Nothing doing on first down for Cardinal O'Hara as we tick towards a minute to play in the third quarter. Might be the last play of the third quarter. LaSalle in control, up 28 points. A stop and a score of the touchdown and extra point variety would move this to a running clock game, although it just hasn't felt like that for much of the contest.
I think part of the reason for that, Bob, is it's just been so exciting with all the onside kicks, fake punts, hook and ladders. This game's just been filled with amazing plays.
Also, Luke Gordon, the backup quarterback, is actively throwing on the sideline. Perhaps we will see Luke Gordon with the next offensive drive that LaSalle will take. That's the end of the third quarter. And with 1 quarter to go, we'll tell you about our friends at Riley, Rakowski, and Malloy Funeral Home, an enthusiastic supporter of LaSalle Athletics. Andrew Buda-Rakowski sends his best to Coach Brett Gordon, the student athletes in the LaSalle football program as a whole. Riley, Rakowski, and Malloy Funeral Home, a proud sponsor. E&M Insurance, an independent local insurance agency serving the area's business and personal insurance needs. Owned and operated by Chris Marr, class of 1989, and father of Brendan from the class of 2018 and Ryan from the class of 2020. E&M has been servicing the Delaware Valley's insurance needs since 1988, built on the principles of providing superior customer service and quality insurance solutions for their customers. They're an independent agent, meaning they work with a select group of highly rated insurance companies that have proven their performance over the years. Maybe you have a youthful aged boy or girl who's about to get his or her license. You don't need me to tell you that that is going to be expensive, but E&M Insurance can survey the options for you, put you with the right policy, the right company, the best rates, and all the right coverage. So visit them online at eandminsurance.com.
And as this fourth quarter's coming to a start here, we have some stats. Amaj Gowans has 168 total yards and 2 touchdowns. Gavin Sidwar now has 5 passing touchdowns. 2 of those were to Joey O'Brien, and 2 of those were for Owen Johnson.
They didn't tell you carries, did they? Number of carries for Gowans?
They did not.
Yeah, okay. This one's well, though, going up the middle. Simple read option there, different than the RPO. We really didn't have a pass option there. So the read option, well, to just reading that outside defensive end. And on the crash, he kept that up the middle. And that will lead to 4th down.
And after this punt, I'll give you a little
see.
PCL scoreboard update.
I mean, down 28, but we'll see if they punt it or not. They ran the fake punt earlier in the contest. Do they have anything more in the tank?
And Owen Johnson is not the guy I would want to punt to right now. He's having a really hot game.
And the punt is blocked. LaSalle will get there. Jimmy Mahoney got 2 hands on it. One more look. Jimmy Mahoney has done it in all 3 phases here tonight. Punt block, the long reception touchdown on the hook and lateral, and then he's intercepted a ball on defense. And I'll tell you what, we're going to get ahead of it. Jimmy Mahoney is tonight's Blocks Player of the Game. Thanks to Blocks, where you can turn your PA tax liability into need-based scholarships to support your local Catholic school and receive a 90% tax credit refund for doing so. Visit blocks.com/tax credit for more. Jimmy Mahoney, the Blocks Player of the Game. Luke Gordon is out there, and he'll get things started, and a little bit of miscommunication there. Joey O'Brien got jammed at the line of scrimmage. He was trying to find O'Brien on the fade route.
And here is that PCL scoreboard update. The only other game today besides this one is a matchup between Roman Catholic and Father Judge in Philadelphia. Tomorrow, Lansdale Catholic takes on Archbishop Ryan in the PCL Blue Division game of the season at Northeast Super Site. Newman Goretti remains in Philadelphia to take on a non-league opponent in St. Mary's from Massachusetts.
High snap. There's Ortiz. He's going to get to the edge. Good blocking there from Owen Johnson. And he is close to the line.
And they gave him the touchdown.
And they did give him the touchdown. Desmond Ortiz is in there for 6. Another look, diving for the pylon. Good for Ortiz, the senior, to punch it in on senior night.
Also tomorrow, West Catholic faces off against Archbishop Wood in Drexel, Pennsylvania. Conwell Egan plays Archbishop Carroll in Fairless Hills, Pennsylvania. Bonner Prendergast takes on St. Joseph's Prep in Drexel Hill, Pennsylvania.
So JP Clock is on to attempt the all-important extra point. If this one goes through the uprights, we'll head to... No, that's not right. We're not quite there yet. But Clock, nonetheless, bangs it right through. Beg your pardon, that just makes it a 31-point game, so it would take one more score to go to a running clock situation. Rookie mistake up here in the booth.
You're no rookie, Bob.
Well, I appreciate that.
You could say he clocked that kick.
He clocked. That's good.
Bob, we have to get your vote on this. Tyler made the pun of Chris Heck kicked the heck out of the ball.
Right.
And now we have Jack Burns, humorous sophomore at LaSalle College High School. Which one do you think is funnier?
Clocked it is definitely funnier.
Tyler, do you hear this?
JP clocked it. And Tyler's thinking, what the heck, Bob? Are you kidding me?
Maybe that award goes to you.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I'm just humbled to be here with you guys, having a great time. And LaSalle has put it on Cardinal O'Hara. And O'Hara is going to have field position from the 26. LaSalle has cleaned it up on special teams here in the second half.
And that was a great initial hit. Who was Jeray Dial, I believe, that made that. He stopped all of the momentum that Cardinal O'Hara had going forward.
He even knocked him backwards a little bit, setting up the tackle for Jimmy Mahoney, who I feel like every kickoff just flies down the field and makes a play.
And somebody else who flies down the field and makes a play is Jeray Dial.
Most definitely.
Well, Weld steps up. He'll run with it and take a big hit. Cooper Halig got him clean in the midsection to kind of upper chest area. That's a big hit. He's going to feel that tomorrow. Bang.
But you know what we've heard a lot of tonight? The names of these LaSalle Explorers seniors. They have showed out on their senior night. And that is something that's great to see.
Second down. 8 yards to go. Inside handoff there. Little deception, and Gowans with 2 on second down. It'll be 3rd down and 6.
That's the second time we've seen that play.
It's like Scott's having a great game today. He's been in the backfield a lot and just making plays on McGowan, just stopping him as much as he can, although McGowan has had his fair share of long runs.
Third down. Lots of motion at the line. And Weld launches, incomplete.
And Pat, that's our guy, Brendan Murray.
Yeah, he's a very talented sophomore. Makes a lot of plays in the secondary.
Mitros was open there. A little overthrown, like you said, in their own coverage. Murray. Owen Johnson back deep to receive the punt. Last 2 times he's been back deep to receive a punt, he hasn't ever seen it. One was the fake punt, successful for Cardinal O'Hara. The last one, Jimmy Mahoney on the punt block.
Which means the last punt that he actually returned was the one for the touchdown against Bonner and Prendy.
Foreshadowing perhaps from our guy, Pat Burkhead. That's a good punt, but it is returnable for Owen Johnson, and he waved for a fair catch at the 38.
And one of the players coming on the field now is senior tight end Josiah Jackson, number 88. He is a very talented tight end who I'm hoping we get to see some targets. Luke Gordon in at quarterback again. Sophomore DJ Andrzejewski is also in.
Nice run on first down. Dial, your guy. You guys like him a lot. And they're on first down.
You see runs like that a lot from him, and I find it hard to believe that he won't break one eventually for a really long touchdown.
You see runs like that from all 5 of the Explorers running backs. We see it from Ozzie Nelson. We see it from Desmond Ortiz. We see it from Josh Simmons. We see it from Bryce Hinton. And we see it from Jeray Dial. There is Desmond Ortiz.
Desmond Ortiz has the first down. Another good moment for the senior. And by the way, we talked a lot about seniors today. I also want to give special props to a guy who's hanging out with us here tonight. Joe Malaysia is with us, and his son Michael Malaysia is on the team here as well. Malaysia, senior defensive back. I want to thank him and give him a shout out for his time with LaSalle, and a shout out to Joe for hanging out with us tonight, doing a great job. Excellent camera work. First and 10 for LaSalle. They're in no hurry here, getting some of those reserves into the contest. And a very solid run on first down.
A.J. Godfrey, the sophomore, is in the game as well. Very talented lineman in the class of 2028.
Salle leaning on Dial on this offensive possession. Freshman wearing number 25. And he'll again take the carry. He'll bounce it outside and has a lot of room to run. He hurdles a defender. Flag comes in the area of holding. But that won't stop this replay for him to put this on his highlight tape. Get up in the air, young man.
And here is Bryce Hinton. And like I was just saying, Bob, the 5 running backs, now we've gotten a chance to see all 5 this game.
And Dial will give it to you, 25% speed. Little hurdle of the defender. I love that from the freshman.
Another sophomore out there right now is Mac Householder, number 63.
And Jack, Coach Brett Gordon's using these running backs like infinity stones. They're all just so talented.
So we mentioned it. It was a holding. Did bring it back. Stay with us post-game. We'll look to go down and do some post-game interviews. We're going to try the mic associated with, connected to a phone, which will dial right into the broadcast. We'll provide a really nice view down there, I think, here on senior night.
Bryce Hinton with an explosive run there.
Who sticks out in terms of seniors that we should talk to? I mean, I think Jimmy Mahoney. With the punt block, the interception, and then the long touchdown to end the half, among many other things.
Have you gotten a chance to speak to Gavin Sidwar this year? I don't think you have.
We have this year. We had the rain game, a couple other situations where we weren't able to do post-game. I think Gavin Jimmy seems like a really good 1-2 punch.
And if you're going for 3, I would go Joey O'Brien.
All right, see if we can grab all 3 of them.
DJ.
Big run. There you go on the screen pass. Nice run after the catch down to the 21-yard line. DJ, give it to me now.
DJ Andrzejewski.
There it is. I would have had one less syllable in there. So good for you. DJ Andrzejewski. How'd I do?
Pretty good, Bob.
Thank you. Oh, DJ. Oh, boy. You know him, right, from school?
He is in my class.
All right, and you've said his last name before, and he said?
I don't know what he said.
Okay. Gotcha. So the jury is still out. Hanton, back to the line of scrimmage.
The way he's playing, though, DJ, the way he's playing, everybody's going to know how to say his last name.
Heck yeah, no doubt about it.
Another shout out to Mac Beckman, who's down there. Athletes helping athletes. Yes. He's on the sideline with LaSalle. I love seeing him at most of the LaSalle games.
He's a terrific young man, great family. Love seeing his dad as well at these games. Back to the 15-yard line. Sets up a manageable down here. Dial off the tackle, off the left tackle. Third down, 3 yards to go. And LaSalle has taken full control here in this second half.
Yeah, this has been a really long and efficient drive. They're just keeping the ball on the ground, running some clock, and gaining a lot of yards.
Jack, did you say there was a score update on Roman Bonner? Was that tonight?
I did not say there was a score update. I was saying updates for the games going on.
Towards the end zone. He's in there for the touchdown, but there's a flag bringing it back. Beg your pardon there, Jack? You were saying what?
So I might have said score update. I didn't mean scoreboard, as in what's going on this weekend in PCL play.
And they're playing tonight?
They are playing tonight. They're playing Father Judge.
Oh, they're playing Judge. Got it. Bonner has prep, I think.
Bonner has prep, I think, tomorrow. And then remember how we were talking about last week, how Bonner has one of the hardest closing.
Absolutely.
When does Roman play tonight, Jack?
Roman plays around the same time, so the game should be ending shortly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Father Judge, of course, LaSalle's opponent next week. And then no bye. They'll go right to the playoffs. Here's Jure Dial. Dial to about the 10, and that's enough for a first down. So we're now ticking under 3 minutes to go. LaSalle doing a nice job keeping the clock moving, taking this game towards its conclusion. And for first and 10 from the 11, could get a touchdown or first down without getting a touchdown. There's a possibility if this drive comes to an end with the clock coming to an end before the game, before they score a touchdown. But more than likely that they'll find a way to either score here or Dial looking to do that now. He continues to be pushed forward. They blow it dead at the 7. Gain of 3, maybe 4.
And not for football, but a PCL update for soccer. St. Joseph's Prep beat Archbishop Wood today, and LaSalle College High School beat Archbishop Ryan.
I hear you were at that game, Jack.
I was at that game.
Man, you're everywhere.
Those 2 games were playoff games.
He's here, he's there, he's everywhere. Roy Kent, Jack McGuire. Second down. Dial taken down. Cardinal O'Hara identified that counter, bringing 2 guys across the line there for LaSalle. And Dial tried to put his foot in the ground and follow that blocking, but O'Hara, nice job to knife through. Tackle made on the play by number 44 for the Lions of Cardinal O'Hara, Landon Waller.
Another soccer update. Roman Catholic beat Conwell Egan 2-1 today in the playoffs as well. I believe Devon Prep played today as well. Oh, wow, Bob. Today, Devon took a heartbreaking loss to Father Judge in penalty kicks.
Wow.
4-2, Father Judge.
Dial is taken down. It's 4th down. Sal very conservative in the play call. By the way, one more chance to tell you about our friends at Burns Design Group, new sponsor of Bob Long Sports. Passion for visual and literary design forges powerful, lasting brands from nonprofits and small businesses to Fortune 500 companies. Creating and refreshing brands from the ground up and inside out, transforming culture, driving growth, profitability, and market leadership. A group of hands-on veterans who hold more than 150 years of brand strategy and design experience. That's Burns Design Group. What's next by design? It is 4th down, and the offense stays on the field. Might be the last play of the football game. Snapped at 8 seconds left. They'll throw the screen. And towards the end zone, it's a touchdown. On 4th down and 10, they flipped this one out wide.
I think that's his son, isn't it?
It sure is. What a special moment. Michael Malizia, the senior, walks it off here at Wissahickon High School.
That's awesome.
How's it feel, Dad? A big hand raised there for Joe Malizia helping us out on camera tonight. How cool is that moment?
What a way to end senior night. Congratulations, Joe.
And LaSalle wins 54-17. They won't kick the extra point. And so stay with us. We're going to head down, hopefully, and do some post-game interviews. Jack Burns, how about a thought on this game here tonight?
I think tonight was a great game and it was a great time. Both these teams put in a lot of effort tonight.
Yeah, Jack, I was really impressed with Cardinal O'Hara. They played a really great game, and they made a lot of gutsy calls that kept them in the game for a while, making it very exciting for anyone watching.
Absolutely, especially when I highlight their run game.
And to emphasize on that, they had very good play calling and even better execution in the first quarter with the run game.
Okay, here we go. And now we'll send it down to the pep band playing the alma mater. Okay. All right, folks, so we had a minor snafu with the tech in terms of going down to do post-game interviews. So we unfortunately won't do that here tonight, but we'll get one last look around from each of our analysts here, sophomores at LaSalle High School. Thoughts on this contest as we look forward to the last game of the regular season next week against Father Judge.
Yeah, I think LaSalle just has to take it one game at a time. Judge is a good opponent too, but once again, I was just so impressed with Cardinal O'Hara, especially their offense and the play calls. The coaches did a great job all game, just calling what they needed to call to somewhat stay in the game with a really great LaSalle team.
Yeah, absolutely. With the last game in sight, you got to realize that the season is not over yet, and you still need to be able to win these games and perform at a high level.
Yeah, LaSalle takes on a very difficult opponent next week, Father Judge. Should be a really good game. I believe if everything goes well for LaSalle, that'll be the second PCL championship brought back to Winmore in a row.
Well, good stuff, guys. Really appreciate all you guys. Great job with this broadcast. Congratulations to the seniors. Special shout out, I tell you what, the beginning and the end of each half. The hook and lateral, 85 yards. Sidwar, O'Brien to Jimmy Mahoney, who took it the rest of the way. And then how about Michael Malizia? Didn't get a ton of time this year. He makes the catch on a screen pass, makes a defender miss, scores a touchdown as time expires with his dad filming the football game up here with us. Big partner for us here tonight. Two of the cooler plays to end halves that I can remember, and that's what I'll keep in mind as I sign us off here tonight from Wissahickon High School. Congrats to the LaSalle Explorers, a nice win on senior night. Congrats to all of these seniors, their last regular season home game. But boy, these guys hope that they have almost 2 months of football ahead of them. We'll find out in 2 short weeks where this team stands, but as it stands right now, they are primed to win a Catholic League title. They got to go to Ramp Playground to do it next weekend. So for Jack McGuire, Jack Burns, Pat Burkhead, for our entire crew, Joe Malizia, great to have him on camera. I see AJ Carabello, who did an awesome job on public address here tonight. For everybody here at Bob Long Sports and Beyond, hey, Bob Long saying so long, and we'll see you next Friday night at Father Judge.